Morning Cruise, Dave, Bill, and Carmen, live with Brandon Heath this morning at Brandon's table. And we were talking about this, Brandon. This is the 5th time we have done this.
Is it really number 5?
Okay.
It is.
I love
That's
that's
crazy.
I love that's your response because I said 3 and then
Right.
Dave and I
We did the math, Brandon.
Okay, but
No.
listen to this. Let's walk it through.
Okay.
So we came the first time. I think we invited ourselves the first time.
We did. We called him.
And you
That-
made breakfast for us.
Right. That was
Yeah.
at the townhouse.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And we invited a few friends over. I think that's when maybe we told Mike's Chair that their
Yep.
first album was going to
Yes.
release.
Yep.
Yep.
The next year we did it again.
Yep.
We had Malibu Carmen with us.
That's right. Wow. How could I have forgotten?
Yes, I went a little heavy on the spray tan in Nashville. My teeth were glowing, so twice at your townhouse.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay.
Then-
And I was wearing a shirt that said, I went to Florida and all I got was this lousy t-shirt.
Yes.
Sounds about
yes.
right.
Yeah, I
I do
remember
remember
that.
that.
I remember eating pig heart on one of those trips.
Yeah.
That's
Yes,
true.
yep.
That's
In
right.
Germantown.
Oh,
Yep.
man.
Yep.
We
Yep.
might have to go there tonight just for old time's sake.
Wouldn't that be nice?
That would be awesome.
Carmen would not eat it again.
I
so,
wouldn't. Nope.
third time was in Atlanta. We were live at Brandon Heath's penthouse.
Do you remember
That's
that?
the one that I forgot.
Okay, that is
Yeah.
the one where the guy, I don't even know if you're around for this, but that was the one where the guy,
Well, the setup was not working. We
Right.
had
We
no internet in that suite.
right?
So they've been doing renovations apparently up
Yeah.
around the
Yeah.
penthouse. And
Right. Amazing room, no Wi-Fi.
Right. So he
Sorry.
actually he dropped a
true.
wire out the window
Yes.
to the suite underneath us.
Right. But we didn't know
To
what he
run
was
wire.
doing. He was a technical kind of a guy, but
was.
he was a local, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was hard to understand.
But he
just-
got the job done.
He
We'll
got
just
the
leave
job
it
done.
there.
What was
Yeah.
it that he said?
I don't think we need to go
No,
there.
let's not. So that was the third time.
And then the fourth time was here.
Yep.
CB was pregnant with Palmer.
Yep. And now
which
here
would have
we are
been
again.
it would have been 7 years ago.
It's been that long.
It's been that long.
So,
Yeah.
So here we are, time number 5,
Yep.
and the waffles are still waffling.
Yep. it's still as breakfasty as ever.
Still got your juicer?
I
Jack LaLanne?
got rid of the Jack LaLanne. You know, it's a good thought.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
just say that.
It
Like
made a big mess.
it really did. And you know, we've got enough appliances now. We have, 2 little girls. We got too many of everything. So sorry, Jack LaLanne.
I mean, what a beautiful thing to have lived this much life together, for one thing.
Yeah.
But also, you've gotten by kind of easy in the past. In that, you've been the star, you've been the guest, but we've
cook.
We've threatened many times to put you to work.
So we thought maybe today's the day.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's looking at me like, okay, Carl, what's going on?
Let's go.
Here's what we're thinking, because we have guests coming through again.
Yep.
You like to throw a party when we come.
I do. I invite all my friends.
So we've got friends coming, and if we're going to be sitting down with your friends and it's going to be at your house, you can't just cook the waffles. So we have decided you are going to be responsible for at least one question for every guest that comes through.
Guys, like throw me a curveball or something. This is
Yeah.
easy.
Is that that's easy
Yeah.
breezy? Okay.
Oh,
so-
absolutely.
Do you need us to feed you the questions?
No.
Like,
No.
like what's your biggest musical influence, or where did you get your band name?
Honestly, if we could just get Palmer involved,
That's
that's
true.
true.
none of us will have to ask questions.
That is so true.
She will take
Yeah.
care of all of it.
So what we thought we would do is, as the artists arrive, you become the 4th member of the show,
Right.
and you will ask. We'll each ask a question, but you have to ask one of the questions.
Listen, my dreams are coming true.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Say less.
Okay.
I'm in.
All right.
Okay, I have something for you guys.
Okay.
Uh-oh, okay.
Where is this? I put something somewhere.
Oh, okay. He's walking
There it is.
across the kitchen.
So, I was going through the archives the other day, and I found this little jewel right
my
here
Oh my word!
that I have been saving.
Oh my
It's
goodness!
a press release with
It
our
is.
official logo on it,
Yep,
dated July 23rd, 2007.
That was the trip right there.
Right.
That was
And
it.
Dave,
Almost 18 years ago.
Read the headline.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Brandon Heath cruises with the morning cruise.
And then it's
Man.
the photos of us, like, what does it say? 10 days.
10 towns, 5 days.
Yep.
Done.
Yeah, and we're just like
Laid out.
exhausted.
Laid out. This is where it all started. We're younger than Brandon is now
in these pictures.
in these
yes.
pictures, which is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah.
It's
we're
nuts
getting
to
old.
think about. Oh, the other thing that's nuts to think about is we had never met Brandon.
Never.
Until we met him in the lobby day one
Yeah.
of this particular trip.
And we've been besties ever since.
Yeah, it
Truly.
was a
My
bonding
manager, it was his idea, right?
Yeah,
It
it
was
was.
like, you guys, I want you to meet this young whippersnapper. And
Yeah.
Carmen, you've told me, you were like, yeah.
We were a little iffy.
Yep. That was the response.
Quote Carmen.
Here, speaking of quoting Carmen, from the press release, after we had met and spent 5 days together traveling the state of Florida, this is the quote from Carmen in the press release. The addition of Brandon Heath to this year's cruise really gave this event an extra dimension. Adding to that, we gave listeners an opportunity to star in their own version of Brandon's song video, I'm Not Who I Was, which that was your first
Yep.
big hit.
Yeah.
And that video with everybody using the little placards where they could hold up, this is who I was, this is who I am now.
Mm-hmm.
This worked because of who Brandon is, personable and servant-hearted. We'll be hard-pressed to top this next year.
Who said that?
Carmen Brown.
Carmen
It says
said it.
right there, according to Carmen Brown.
It's one of the first Carmen Brown quotes that
you
I wrote.
Here's the thing. You can tell it's a Bill quote that he wrote it, is I would never use the word dimension.
Been making it work for 18 years.
Yes, we
I'm
have.
telling you. I love this table, by the way. Can I
Yes.
just say?
Oh, man. Honestly, I
great
think
table.
CB would give it to you. She feels like it's too long.
Really?
It's like a runway. Really,
I love this
It's
table.
very long, but it's fun at Thanksgiving. You know,
Yeah.
because you can fit a ton of people around it, and we're gonna fit a ton of people around the table
Today. Yeah.
I've got some surprise guests coming by, which I'm excited. So
We're
Here
looking
we go.
forward to it. Yeah.
Absolutely. We're not going to spend a lot of time walking down memory lane, but I do just want to mention that we go all the way back to your first single, I'm Not Who I Was, from Don't Get Comfortable.
Yeah.
From your first album, 2006, I think was the release of that album.
Yep.
And we've walked through, 9 albums since then, Brandon?
Wow.
For you, 8 or 9 studio albums. And the latest is called The Ache, a 2024 release. And, of course, we've had several singles. I'm a Brandon Heath music fan. I turn your stuff on in the car and just crank it up and listen. I like a lot of songs that don't always become the singles on the radio. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I also love the singles. And we've heard from this one. We've heard He Does. People love that song. We've heard The Gospel Truth. And there is a new one that has just come out that you do with Ryan Ellis, which is one of the get up and dance songs on the record. Highly favored. You got to tell us about that song.
Yeah. Well, actually, the impetus. Well, gosh, that's a big word too.
It is.
Actually, Bill said that first, but it actually came from a conversation that I had with my friend Blessing Offer, who is one of my legit friends. He comes over all the time. We were going to dinner one night, and Blessing is blind, so I'm guiding Blessing through the restaurant, and I basically just say, "Well, how you doing?" And he said, "Blessed and highly favored," which I thought was the perfect answer to a question like that. And so we sat down, and I said, "No, but seriously, I think we should write a song called Highly Favored." And so a few weeks later, we wrote this song, and it's really about those hard seasons that you're going through. It's easy to forget that even those are blessing. You know what I mean? That God, his favor on us does not end. Have you ever heard somebody say, man, God's hand is really on that person? And I'm thinking, well, is God's hand not on some people?
Yeah.
Or is there only seasons where God's hand is? No, I don't think that's the case. I don't think he's more favorable of others. I think we're all favored because we have his love, right? He lavishes his love on us.
And our circumstances do not determine that as well. Because usually when you say that, it's said in the vein of, they're doing great things or wonderful things are happening. Well, there's a lot of hard things happening
That's right.
to a lot of people, and they're no less highly favored.
That is correct.
Yeah.
And
So
ultimately, in Christ, we have the favor of God through Him. So yes, we can all apply that to our lives. Blessed and highly favored.
Yeah.
That's where the song came from.
that's where it came from, and invited my friend, one of my favorite artists and vocalists, Ryan Ellis, to sing on this one. And I mean, he just took it to the next level,
It's
which
a
I
jam.
knew he would.
So I was just thinking about this because we've reminisced a little bit. We've talked a little bit about the number of songs that we've shared with you over the years. The memories are so deep. We could spend a day just sitting here reminiscing. But what I want to do is I'm looking at these pictures on this press release. And you pointed out just how much younger we are then.
More y'all than me, really, but no, I'm just kidding.
So what I want to know is I can remember walking up to you in that hotel lobby, day one,
Yeah.
meeting you for the first time, none of us knowing what this is going to be like, how is this going to turn out,
Yeah.
and, shaking hands and just getting ready because the next morning it was going to start.
Yep.
And you were young in your career. In some ways, you were a different person then. You were a single guy. Even the first couple of times we were at your house, Brandon, single guy, on his own. How much has changed for Brandon Heath from that Brandon to this Brandon today?
Man. I mean, I look at this photo and, number one, I had more hair then.
Didn't we all?
I mean, I'm speaking for me, but the four of us, I think we are still the same people. We've experienced some things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yep.
We've experienced some loss. I've experienced loss. Both my mom and dad have died in this period of time. I have two little girls now and this amazing bride who did make me cut my hair when we started dating. So that's
Might
Figure-
be one of the wisest things she ever made.
it was a good idea. But I mean, outside of, obviously, physically people coming into my life, there have been some things about me that have been chiseled away, and the God promises to do that, So I think pride, I've shed a lot of pride. When you are in this business for as long as I have had the honor of being, you go through ups and downs in your career. And, in this season when I met you guys, it was just ups, My second single went number one, and so did my third, fourth, fifth, That's really kind of unreasonable.
Couple of quick Dove Awards, Male Vocalist of the Year.
Yeah.
New
I
artist of the year.
mean, I remember honestly in that season thinking, man, I really am dreading not having a number one. I mean, how dumb does that sound?
Right? It's like when you get the new car or the new guitar
Yeah.
and you don't want to scratch it. And sometimes the best thing to do is just go ahead and scratch it.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Well, I mean, I did. I mean, obviously they haven't all been hits. There've been some, maybe you could call them misses. I don't know when I call them misses, like the songs that didn't, reach the top of the
Or
charts.
do what you thought or what you were hoping it would do.
Yeah, and there have been songs
Yeah,
that I
sure.
thought, oh, this is going to be an amazing moment, and it hasn't even gone over 20. So you learn then, and that's the little ding in your pride, but then you learn how to prioritize what you celebrate, and being number one, or there's new artists that come on the scene. And there's this like wave that you ride, which I totally was riding. But I think my best songs are being written now because they're coming from those valleys and losses and experiences. And so I'm just really grateful for all of it, even this house that we're in right now, that me and my wife, we both decorated this house. We both.
By the way, for those of you who may not know, Brandon has got a great eye. Like, he is I mean, the ones in the
Very
room, they're
much.
all.
Yeah.
You've just got a good eye for things.
Well, thank
truly.
you. I care about aesthetics.
Yeah, you do.
know?
And there's a part
an
of
artist.
this house that just is you, right?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
like you guys have put yourself into, because we've seen it over the years, even what you've done out here on the porch and the different aspects of the house and the way that you've expanded it and worked hard on it. It feels like you guys.
The painting right behind me is a painting that I gave my wife for our 10th anniversary last year. But on the other wall behind y'all is artwork that our daughters have done, you know? So.
And the other thing that I love on the wall behind us is, and I think every couple should do this. There is a picture of CB walking down the aisle. And what was the name of the place where you got married? The chapel?
Scarrett Bennett.
Scarrett. And so CB's walking down the aisle to Brandon, and the photographer got an aerial shot of all of the guests that were at the wedding. And the thing that I love is that your community, you can come to this house and look and find yourself in that photo, of which Dave and Bill and I are all there.
Yeah.
I was actually looking at.
You guys are all there.
Yeah, we're all there.
Yeah.
And I was also looking, Mandisa.
Yeah.
Mandisa's in there.
Yeah.
And that's just one of my favorite pictures. And I just think everybody should do that. So you can go back and look the day that you got married, see your community. It's just a great shot. It's a really good shot.
I mean, it does
it's special.
remind you of who were the witnesses to the vows that you made to each other.
Yeah.
So for us, there isn't really a photo of us together. It's more y'all.
Yeah.
You know,
It's cool.
like our people. So
Yeah, it's cool.
yeah.
All right. This is so great.
I know.
love this. I love this.